Welcome back to TCM. I'm Alicia Malone. Tonight's focus is director Yasujiro Ozu, specifically the films he made after World War II. So let's jump back in with A Hen in the Wind from 1948. The story revolves around a mother, Tokiko, who struggles to survive while her husband is away at war. She rents a small room and sells whatever she can to feed herself and her son, but when he becomes seriously ill, Tokiko faces a hospital bill she cannot pay. Confronted with a tough choice, she makes a decision that leads to consequences weeks later when her husband comes home. This was the second film Ozu directed after returning from Singapore, where he was sent during the war. He was planning to make a different film, The Moon Has Risen, having completed that screenplay in 1947, but after a series of production issues, the project was shelved and A Hen in the Wind was produced instead. By the way, Ozu's screenplay for The Moon Has Risen wasn't wasted. It was directed by Kinuyo Tanaka and released in 1955. A Hen in the Wind is darker and more melodramatic than the rest of Ozu's work, with some shocking and unexpected violence. The Chicago Reader called it a pointed moral indictment of Japan's post-war society and one of Ozu's most emotionally charged movies. By the way, one key scene involving a staircase, you'll know it when you see it, is believed to have been inspired by Gone with the Wind, one of the Hollywood movies Ozu watched while he was in Singapore. Here we go from 1948. This is the TCM premiere of A Hen in the Wind. A Hen in the Wind remains one of Yasujiro Ozu's lesser-known films, overshadowed by the success of his next movie, Late Spring from 1949, and it stands out from his other work with its darker tone and use of violence. Ozu wasn't happy with it, later saying, "Well, everyone has his failures. There are all kinds of failures, however, and some of my failures I like. This film is a bad failure." However, several critics see it differently. Japanese film critic Tadao Sato argued that Tokiko turning to sex work symbolized the loss of Japan's national purity after the war, and her husband's violence reflected the ingrained brutality of the war years, demonstrating that he has lost the noble purpose that had been used to justify the war. Yasujiro Ozu continued to explore marriage in more of his post-war films, as we'll see in our next movie from 1952, where a middle-aged couple struggles with their relationship amidst a rapidly modernizing Japan.
Next on TCM, the flavor of green tea over rice, then early spring, and later, Tokyo twilight. The sun never sets on TCM.